Hi, Brent Haynes with Wood Sound Flutes. I got a great trick we're going to show you today on how to help you cover that third hole from the bottom. This trick is just as easy as can be, and we're just going to use a little bit of tape to accomplish what were our aims. Now, this is not for everybody's flutes. You want to talk to your flute maker before you put any tape on their flute. Every flute maker uses different finishes, and some finishes are just not going to hold up to tape coming on and off them. In fact, my student flutes, this would not necessarily be a great way to do the student flute because it's gonna pull up on directly on the wood, and you just don't have the hard finish underneath. And so it works really fabulous on my flutes that have a full finish on them. And what we're gonna do is just take about a 1-inch strip of tape. It can be longer. I suggest it's not shorter. And I have that 1-inch strip of tape, and I'm going to fold about an 1/8 inch of tape over so that I have just a little tab for lifting up the tape and finding an edge so I can get that tape off the flute when I want to. And then I'm going to take the tape, and as I put it on the flute, I'm going to press it into the hole with my finger. And the reason that I'm doing that, and then I'm going to move it around and stick it to the surface all around. So now this, I can feel exactly where that hole is. When I put my finger on the flute, I feel the hole underneath my finger. So as you're learning and growing with your flute, you don't have a big chunk of leather under there that's giving you a false sensation of what that hole feels like. You actually can really feel where you need to be. And that's going to be important to you as you grow with the instrument and want to get into other types of music on it. So just an example. So just a little example of how well this works. Lifting that finger has no effect on the tone of the flute. So I can do whatever I need to do, and I'm going to be fine. Why do we have that hole? If we keep it covered all the time, why do we have it? Well, when we get to a point that we want to take the tape off or the leather off, and you notice how easy that came up. I just got underneath the tab that I created, and it came right up. If it didn't, if there was a little bit of residual stickiness on the flute or something, then I can take a terry cloth and put a little bit of olive oil on it and just rub it around where the stickiness is, and the olive oil will pull that stickiness off really well, and it won't hurt the finish, and you'll end up with just beautiful clear finish again. So the reason that we want to be able to use this finger is that we can get into a lot more music with our flutes. For example, and maybe you don't want to play that kind of music, and that's okay too. You could play or, a little bit of the Hobbit there. Or if you want to play Amazing Grace, you need that hole in order to do that. The reason is, to play the major scale on this flute, I need this hole. Here's the major scale. So there's a lot of other major scales too. For example, and each one of those scales allows you to play different music. So it's important to be able to use that finger. And you know what? Not everybody's going to want to. Some people, they just want to be able to noodle around on their flute and make some beautiful music while they're in their own home, or they're out, watching the skyline, and they're just playing up and down on the scale as they're watching the skyline. And that is awesome. That is a great way to use your instrument. It's made to do that. And if that's where you want to be, no problem. Stay there. That's good. It's a good place to be. But there is more if you want to go further with the instrument. And so the tape helps you prepare yourself to go to that next step. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you have any questions at all, shoot me an email at brent@woodsounds.com, or you can reach me at 801-822-1415. Thanks so much.